Hello, everyone. Mr. Minnick's my name. Math is my game. Today, for one reason or another, I've got the name Abraham on my mind, and I was thinking about Abraham and about how much I bet Abraham likes to drink coffee. So when he does, how does Abraham make coffee? He brews it. So anyway, today what we're going to look at, we need a data set, an X and a Y data set. Let's start off with something nice and simple like -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, and 1. Okay, that's going to be our X values, -5 through +1 as integers. Now, the Y values that we're going to put with this, I'm going to go all over the place here. 8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9. That's easy to remember. You've probably sung those numbers at one point in time. Okay, so the deal with the TI Inspire is it loves to crunch data. It loves to crunch data. Now, I mentioned before how the scratch pad is limited, and I see so many people using the scratch pad. Well, the scratch pad, all it can do is calculator stuff. Right here, it can, take 6 plus 3, and it could even, take a log base 3 of 81. So the scratch pad does a lot of cool things. Okay, the scratch pad will graph functions for you. You might even actually be able to graph a standard form linear equation in the scratch pad. Okay, it's good, but it doesn't do what we're about to do. So you do need to add what's known as a list and spreadsheets page. Notice it looks just like Microsoft Excel, doesn't it? A lot of the features are identical to Excel. Now, if you've never used Excel, one thing that you have to do for Excel to be useful, to be helpful, is you have to give things labels. Similarly, we're going to have to give a label. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little tag up in the cell at the very top. Whatever you do, don't put anything in these cells. Okay? I know I was told when I was 5 years old, don't put your finger in a light socket. What did I do? I put my finger in a light socket, and it burnt, and my finger turned black for a week, and it almost fell off. Okay? So don't put anything in this box here with the equal sign beside it unless you know what you're doing. It's a good box. It's very useful, just like a light socket is, if you know what you're doing with it. But anyway, what I am going to do is I'm going to give a label to column A, and I'm going to call it X. You don't have to, but it makes things a lot better. It's just like light. You can get light without a light socket, without a light bulb, but you have a fire, and then you might burn the house down, and that's not very good. Okay, so here's X, here's Y. So I'm labeling column B with an X. I'm labeling column A with an X and column B with a Y. Everybody good there? So our data, we're going to put our X's in the first column, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, and 0, and 1. And then the other ones, they're easy to remember because it's Jenny, 8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9. We all got our data in the columns, I hope. So where the TI Inspire shines is its ability to manipulate data and to analyze data. I know I joke around about the special eyes that we use, but we are going to use those special eyes again. So once we have this page, what we need to do is insert a new page. Don't get rid of this. Don't delete it. So we got to go Doc. And in this document, we're going to insert. And now we want to insert a page that's going to allow us to analyze and make some really cool graphs and plots with data and statistics. Okay. In case you're wondering at the top, 1.1 means it's problem 1, page 1. 1.2 means it's problem 1, page 2. I can press Control up, and I can actually reorder the pages and delete pages, but I don't want to. What I'd like to do is I'd love to make a scatter plot. If you've never made a scatter plot on one of these, this is awesome. You ready for this? Move your cursor to the bottom center where the directions say click to add variable. If you move your cursor down there and click, it's going to ask you, do you want X or Y? Well, we want the independent variable, which is most of the time X. And the calculator moves all the dots into their appropriate places. Isn't that cool? Look, it even sets up the right window for us, right? If we wanted to, we could make a histogram from here. We could make a box and whisker plot. Does all kind of cool stuff. Now, let's move the cursor to the upper left middle, if that makes sense, the middle left side, and let's click there, and we'll make that the variable y, and there you go. There's our scatter plot. Isn't that cool? Suppose we wanted to fit some kind of equation to this data. Well, this point way up here, that point's really kind of screwing us up. That point's like, I don't know, it's kind of like your brother that looks nothing like the rest of the family. You'd swear that he's the milkman's child. That's a really bad joke. Well, it's not a joke, but my brother's like that. He doesn't look like any of the rest of the family. Anyway, so let's see if we can't find the equation of what would fit this. Maybe a linear model. Looks like a line will fit it. So menu, and we're going to use our special eyes. And we're talking about regressions today. So let's go to regression. And look at all the options that we've got. We got a ton of options here. Menu, use our special eyes, we're regression. Let's try mx plus b form linear equation, see what happens. Mx plus b form, it kind of fits the data okay, but you know what? Remember I told you about that outlier sitting off to the side there? It really screwed this up. Because shouldn't that line be a little more slanted? Shouldn't it have a more of a steeper slope in the negative direction? So maybe there's a better linear one to find. This time, let's go with the median. The deal is that one kind of disregards that extreme value. The way it's calculated, it's not as subject to an outlier. And it wasn't much different? Dang it. Well, we got to be able to find something that fits the data better. Quadratic? Menu, analyze, regression. Now we got a lot of stuff showing up. Maybe now we want to hide the linear. Menu, analyze, regression. Maybe we want to hide the median. So let's just start from scratch. Menu, analyze, regression. Let's show the quadratic. Oh, that doesn't work so well. Menu, analyze, regression, cubic. Hey, that's kind of cool. That's really cool. Do you reckon we could find a log model? Remember what we said about logarithms. You could take the log of a positive number, but you can't take the log of a negative number. So we're not going to be able to find a log model. Maybe we could find a quartic regression model. That doesn't do a bad job either. So the deal is we can quickly find all kinds of models that in the past would take us hours and hours and hours of work. We can find in a matter of seconds. So that's it. It's been real. It's been fun. If you ever needed to do anything else with those models, just FYI, it would probably be more handy to find those models on this page. If we statistically calculated our, let's say our quartic regression, and we put that into our X list as X, our Y list. Well, we're going to save that as oh, I kind of messed this up here. I guess I forgot to highlight my list. I would need to highlight both lists, and I would press Shift to highlight the other one, and I would go Menu and Statistics and Stat Calculations, and I would find my quartic model. And the output, I think, would go to column C. That's good. So the deal is that stored that as the first function, or function F1. So if I ever needed to do something with that, oh, I just messed up. If I ever needed to do something with that, what I would then do is insert a calculator page, and now I would have the function F1, and I could evaluate it for any point that I wanted to. Okay. So initially finding the functions, it's great on this page. If you need to do anything else with it, maybe run the regression in the actual data page. Okay, what do we think? Got it? Get it? Good.